Hi, this is Cygnus with a very important message about reward and what really gets you reward in life. The result is what you should always look for, and when it comes to the result of the good things, you receive the reward of life as the result. And what that reward is you. You become the reward. You become the solution. And when it comes to the bad things, they become the pollution. And they do not receive that reward within themselves. That is something to think about right there. If you want to redo that and just listen back, that is very important to understand. When it comes to reward and what children look up to, a child does not process thought in a developed way, in a sense. When it comes to what they're looking for, they will look for it without the thought. For an example of what they look up to in life, they see reward, so they're wanting that reward. And when it comes to the reward of what children see with their sight, they do not think of the result, as I told you in the beginning. They're thinking of the right then situation of what's happening right then. And they would choose that. And it could possibly ruin their lives because do not judge a book by its cover. It seems like it may be good, these bad things, but you're not looking into the situation for the result of what really happened. When it comes to an example, you possibly need one. I will use this life as an example, and I'm just going to put it in a view of truth of that distant view. There was a time at around 12 to 13 years old, this child had been through so much: molestation, abuse, being tossed around, having brain infections, having tons of medical issues that were not treated. And this child could not properly think very well. And the parents were not being parents. They were being more children than parents. And that was the problem. There was abuse because of that. And when it came to the result of what this child seeks was someone concerned, someone being concerned in a sense to where there is quote-unquote liveliness in the picture with the concern. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but let me just explain this in a way to where it is better understood. This child was sitting at a table alone, doing good, not really doing good or bad, doing good because the individual was not doing harm to anything. So there was no good happening there, and that happened again. I have no idea why that keeps happening. Anyway, so this child sat at the table and was looking for that concern, looking for someone to be concerned. This child had been through so much. Every child in the room did not go through as much as this child did. And the child wanted relation, wanted concern, wanted friends to grow with, and that was in her age group or somewhere close around. Well, they had, in this academy place, they had, and this was before the academy. I'm not sure what exactly it was. Maybe sort of like an academy for children. But they had mixed age groups, which was a major problem. They had the teens, the rebellious teenagers that are creative with their rebelliousness, with children that have never been introduced to that kind of creativity. They are creative in a bad way, these teens are. And that's where we should be the most concerned, and we should end it immediately before it goes any further. We want to transaction teens to be creative in a good way, not a bad way. When it comes to these children, they look up to people in the teens because they're in their age group. They're in their age group, and they're going to be in that teen stage pretty soon. So they're saying, well, let me just kind of jump ahead of time. But really, it's the fact that they're looking for something. They're looking for something, and it depends on their background history on what they are looking for. For an example, say that they have lacked friendship, or they have lacked someone to be supportive. They have lacked for someone to be that person that they needed, the person that was concerned to provide medical supplies and other things. And it depends on really what they were searching for, or maybe something in particular. Around this time, the individual was looking for friends and learning how to be communicative. And the place was not very communicative. It was not a very communicative place, and she had sat alone at the table, and no one sat with her, so she felt like she was lack of someone being concerned of her. And 12 to 13 years old, being molested, raped, abused, thrown around from place to place, having brain infection and many other contaminants that were never treated, no diet change, none of that. And that was a major issue, especially for this child. And she had sat at the table alone, and nobody had helped her. And she could not be creative rebelliously because she was not introduced to those kind of things. She was creative in a different way, like drawing and art and other things. Well, that had changed after this situation. When it comes to the child and what she had seen that changed her, there was a rebellious teen that had punched a wall. That is so foolish. It is foolish to punch the wall. This teen had punched the wall. And this child, 12, 13 years old, had the very first time getting introduced to it. At first, did not pay attention, but then there was kind of yelling, in a sense, and, raising the voice, and then she got upset, punched the wall. And, when someone yells, that kind of turns your head, like, what was that? And this child then seen it, and these staff members and the people just kind of surrounded her and said, "Are you okay? Is everything okay?" And that person had not been through as much as this child had. So, and that was known. And so this child said, "I wonder why they're concerned about her, not me." But not really thinking it, but really having that search of, I need support too. And nothing else, nothing good was working. They did not really reward the good things in the way that the child wanted, in the way that the child was looking for, but they did with this person, having that support, having that concern. And this person did not get that. So the person that was punching the wall had received what that child was looking for. It was reward compared to what the child did not receive, even doing good. So what did the child really see? The child seeing reward. And that is what they look for, is reward. The major problem of today is they reward the bad things, and these children turn their head and see that reward. That is a major issue. So what should we do? We should not reward the bad things and give them consequences, and turn that behavior around immediately before all these children start learning it. And that would ruin not only one life, but many lives. Because I'll tell you something, look at these knuckles. You cannot even see the middle knuckle right there. So that is a major issue, even until today's time. You can sort of see it. And it's absolutely not acceptable to do foolish things in that manner, or in any bad manner at all. Because the result of the good things is reward. The result of the bad things is pollution. Because that is what they become. The lesson of right now is reward, and how the good things should be rewarded and how they shall be rewarded. So I believe that you all learn and that you evolve past this, so that we can step forward to the